Pranam friends, Pranam, welcome back. After Rahu, naturally Ketu. Whatever I have said about Rahu, reverse them, all the concepts of Rahu, reverse them and put them on a spiritual level, that becomes Ketu. Like Rahu is the earthy part of my moon or my mind. Ketu is the spiritual part of my moon or my mind. By spiritual part, I mean the wire that connects me to some power that is there upstairs. God, Almighty, whatever you want to call, heaven, whatever you want to call. But how am I connected spiritually in my mind? Ketu talks about that. A lot of people have misconceptions about Ketu, that Ketu will do this, Ketu will do that. The first objective of Ketu is how well am I connected on the inner consciousness or the higher level with whatever powers that be. People who believe, people who don't believe, everybody is welcome. But how am I connected to my spiritual master, my purpose, who is guiding me, who is giving me all the intuitions, the data that comes into me when I sleep, some of the things that are at the spur of the moment intuitively I understand, or some of the things that are sown into me, my soul bought this on this earth. These are the things that I am growing up with. The messages, the visions I get, the teachings, the intuitiveness, the intuition, something that immediately springs into my mind. Or whenever I sit into deep meditation, whenever I try to meditate, what are the visions I get? What are the pictures I get? What are the messages I get? What are these? These are all connections through the planet Ketu. If one has a very strong Ketu, then getting into deeper level of consciousness become very easy. Whatever you've heard about Ketu, this is real Ketu. I am sitting in my meditation, but I am not able to meditate. I am not able to focus. I am not able to get to that point. Practice hard and Ketu will take over. If you have a stronger Ketu, by stronger Ketu, I mean generally Ketu in the water element of 4, 8 and 12. Signs. Then, like the Shastra says, Ketu in the 12th house, Ketu in the 9th house, Ketu in the 5th house. These are the spiritual or the intellectual or the powerful houses for Ketu. These are spiritual Ketu, where you get intuitions and connections, where you understand what is destined for you and you understand what is destined for others. You meet people and suddenly you realize that, look, this might happen to you. Most of the good astrologers bank on a lot of intuition. I suggest my students not to use your intuitions because you are using the power of Ketu, which is wrong. This power of Ketu you have developed over your many births. It should not be wasted just to impress somebody. Your intuition is for your consciousness. Your intuition is your spiritual guide. Having a powerful Ketu is an asset. Don't waste the powers accumulated by Ketu over many births. Most of the people relate Saturn to Rahu, Ketu to Mars. To a certain extent, only, this is right. Some of the properties, some of the nature of Rahu and Saturn match, but this statement holds goods only 30 to 40%. Rest 60 to 70%, both Rahu and Ketu have their own original nature. According to the chart, according to the planet, according to the moon, according to the spiritual upliftment or on what level, spiritual level the person or the soul is oscillating. As Ketu is a spiritual planet, it should not be treated as a malefic planet. The misconception about Ketu being somebody that will harm, will create accidents, will give you operations, ulcers, will create problems in the body is not right. Blood disorders are created by a malefic Mars. Why? Because the power or the anger is inside the body, is not vented out. That creates ulcers, blood disorders, injuries, internal bleedings. Ketu is more of a spiritual planet. Everybody should pray, meditate, do pranayam, do Surya Namaskar, should repeat mantras. This is the way that they can make their Ketu more powerful. And believe me, once you are having a stronger Ketu, at every step of life, there will be some spiritual guide to tell you, or some inner voice to tell you that, look, this is not right, or this direction will not work, or such simple things. Do not go at this time, your work will not be done. Wait for some more time. This is what Ketu is. Rest, I have made a lot of good concept of, or let me put it this way, I have made certain lectures about Ketu which are available. I would like you to see that, and more elaborate and depth of Ketu can be understood. There is no point repeating and making this a longer video, but I will conclude only by one sentence. Ketu is the spiritual cord that connects you on this birth, in this birth, to the Almighty. And if you handle Ketu properly, it can prove to be a very big asset in this birth. It can be your spiritual guide as long as you live. Until next time, take care. Pranam.